Good morning, students. We are discussing components of motherboard. We left off with only one, that is your bus. Today we'll discuss bus and memory. Bus. Bus is a pathway. Bus is a pathway between components of motherboard to transfer the signals or collection of parallel wires. See here, if you want to transfer any data between one component to another component, we need wires. That is your collection of wires are also called as your bus. To transfer the signal in the wire, we require bus. It carry what are the data it is going to carry, which kind of signals it is going to carry. It's going to carry data. It's going to carry the address where the data is present, and it also do some controls how data has to be moved from one component to another component. After the one component, data has to move for which component is decided by your control signals. These signals will be passed through the bus. It is a pathway. It is a pathway. It is not your general bus. Please remember, don't get confused with your transportation bus. It is a bus present in the motherboard. It is a pathway between components of motherboard to transfer the signals, or it is a collection of wires to carry data, address and control signals. This is your bus structure. Your system bus contains three different kinds of bus. That is your control bus, address bus, data bus. Your data will be present in the memory. Your data will be present in the memory. See here, your data is connected. Where before processing and after processing, your data will be present in the memory. Data will be present in the memory. The data is fetched from the memory with the help of data bus. Before fetching, we need to know that in the memory where the data is present, that is, we'll come to know with the help of address bus. Once the address bus catches the data, then your control signal will pass the data into your CPU to process the data. While performing, if it requires any input, then it will send the signals to input device. Overall management will be done by your control bus. Once the processing has been completed, your data again will store back into the memory with the help of address bus. Data bus. Data bus will carry only data signals from one component to another component with the help of a register called MBR, Memory Buffer Register, or Memory Data Register. There are two, that is, there is a one register, that name is called either MBR or MDR. That register will carry the signals from the data bus. Which kind of data will be, this bus will carry which kind of signals? It carry only data signals from one component to another component. Address, the name itself was telling, it carries only address of the instruction. Address of the instruction. This bus will carry the signals of address of instruction from one component to another component with the help of memory address register. Memory address register. Control bus, the name itself was telling, it controls the overall access of the data and address line with the help of TCU, timing control unit. Timing and control unit with this particular register will be controlled by your control bus. This is about your bus. This is also important question for 1 mark as well as 3 mark. If it is 1 mark, any one of the definition is possible, or bus is also possible. So 2018 annual paper bus, it was there. What is bus and types of bus, including the bus and the types of bus, it is possible for 3 marks. Then we'll move for the memory. Memory, there are two types of memory, as you know, in the first year itself. There are primary memory and secondary memory. Memory means it is a storage device used to store data and instruction before and after processing. Before and after processing, you know that the data will be stored in the memory in the form of binary format or your machine level language, that is zeros and ones format. Your memory is classified into two parts, that is your primary memory and secondary memory. And memory types, that is your primary and secondary. Internal memory is nothing but your primary memory. Internal memory is very faster memory. Along with your primary memory, internally two more memories are present, that is your registers. As you know, in the first year as well as in the previous slide we have discussed, that is in the processor register. That means your intermediate results will be stored in the register during the ALU processing time. For that we need a registers. These are the faster memories as well as your temporary memory. Similarly, another memory is there, that is your cache memory. We'll discuss in the next classes, that is your cache memory. That is also one of the faster memory that is used to improve the speed of your computer. That is your speed of your processor. We need cache memory, that we'll discuss in the next class. Types of memory. Primary memory. In the primary memory, there are two types of primary memories. One is RAM and ROM. Randomly, we can perform both read and write operation. Hence, it is called as random access memory. Read-only memory, only once we are writing the data into the memory, that can be read many times. Hence, it is read-only memory. These types and the classifications we have already discussed in the first year. The same thing once we are going to revise in the second year. That is your static RAM, dynamic RAM. RAM has been classified into two types, that is your dynamic RAM and static RAM. Programmable RAM, electrically programmable RAM, electrically erasable programmable RAM. As you know that in the last year itself we have discussed, RAM is volatile memory, volatile in nature. When the power goes off, the data gets erased in the RAM. That means the data presently executing or presently processing data in the CPU, that data will be present in the RAM. Randomly, we can perform both read and write operation in the RAM memory. So when the power goes up, the data will be erased. If you want to work with the same application, once the power comes, you need to reload the data into RAM, then only it is possible to execute. Hence, it is called as volatile memory. So these are the different types of memory. This is your SDRAM and DRAM, that is your dynamic RAM. Yes. Dynamic RAM. It is used to it uses your transistors and capacitors to store the data in chip. It needs refreshing continuously, otherwise data gets erased. Refreshment is required for your dynamic RAM continuously to store the data. Then static memory, the name itself was telling, it doesn't require any refreshment. The data will be stored statically in the transistors and your capacitors. Hence, it is called as static RAM. Then another one is your synchronous dynamic RAM. That is synchronized data to your system clock to improve the efficiency. By reducing the waiting time. That means if you want to execute more number of data concurrently, then we require your synchronous RAM. It avoids your waiting time. CPU will improve the more speed, that is our clock speed will be improved by adding your SDRAM. Then DDR SDRAM, that means your double data rate synchronous dynamic random access memory. It is similar to your SDRAM, but it transfers that means transferring of the data, it doubles, that means it high transfer of the rate. will be there from your SDRAM to DRAM. The next your ROM. ROM, hence you know that it is non-volatile. It will not erase the data. Even though the power goes off, the data will be present in the memory. For example, your softwares, that is your either application software or your system software, the data will be present in the memory even though the power goes off. Hence it is non-volatile in nature. Non-volatile in nature. Your softwares will be stored in the RAM. It is built-in memory in the computer. It is available for only read. Only once we are writing the data into the ROM, that data will be read many times. Hence it is called as read-only memory. That read-only memory has your three types. That is, as we know in the first year, that is programmable read-only memory. So the programmable read-only memory is a programmer memory. That means you are this one only will allow you to reprogram. That means if you want, whenever you want, you can install the new softwares. Whenever we don't want, uninstallation can also be done only with your PROM. So once the installed data, that will be available permanently until you uninstall. The data will be stored in the programmable read-only memory. Then erasable, that means through the ultraviolet light, then reprogramming is possible. Otherwise, reprogramming is not possible in the EPROM. This is a type of RAM have its content erased by ultraviolet light and then reprogrammed by the EPROM programmer. This procedure can be carried out many times. However, the content erased and rewriting will be eventually happen, but there will not affect your data which is already present in the computer. Then electrically erasable read-only memory. It is used to store a system softwares like your BIOS. As we discussed in the last class, that is a bootable files will be programmed with the help of EEPROM. Okay. Then we'll move for the secondary storage devices. These are the different secondary storage devices. So maximum we discussed in the last year itself, that is your CD-ROM, flash drives, floppy disk, zip disk, Blu-ray disk, and your DVD, CD, and your external hard disk and internal hard disk. Then some of the smart cards. Okay, these are the different external storage devices. This is also called as peripheral device or external memory. That is this data is used to store the amount for a longer period of time. That means your internal memory has only less memory and it will store only currently being executed data. If you want to store the data permanently in the nature, then that means in the system, then we need your external devices, that is your hard disk. Yes, today we discussed bus and memory types, that is your primary memory and secondary memory, and the types of primary memory and secondary memory types we are not required. So just you should know that what are the types of memories. Okay, students, and all abbreviations are very important. Please make a note of all the abbreviations. Yes, we'll continue in the next class, the remaining part. Thank you, students.